What's up, everybody? This is the Tech Preacher. So Nuu Mobile just dropped their latest device, which is the B40. Now, I've previously reviewed the B30 Pro. I did not review the B30, but the B30 Pro. But I want to go over the B30 Pro and the B40. By any chance, you might want to consider either one of these devices. Now, just give you a disclaimer here. I actually like Nuu Mobile product. I actually like Nuu Mobile devices. They bring a lot to the table at a very budget price, right? So let's go to do a deep dive between both of these devices and see what it's all about. So sit back and relax and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is Zach back with another video. So this is the B40, the all new B40, not the B40 Pro. They haven't released a B40 Pro yet, but this is the B40. And this is going to be the B30, which is 2024 flagship from Nuu Mobile. So what's the fundamental difference? And should you pick up either the B30 or the B40 itself, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about design. Now, both of these devices bringing in a totally different type of class of design language. Now, you got your 3 cameras on the back and on here, which the B30 Pro, you do have a 108 megapixel camera on here, and you got a 64 megapixel camera on the B40, just so you know. All right, so we're gonna talk about specs. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts about both of these devices. And we also go talk about price points, because price point is very important here with both of these devices. Let's get into it first. The B40 Pro, which is the new kid on the block. You have a beautiful 6.7 inch AMOLED display, 120 hertz, beautiful curved display. I am a huge fan of curved displays, by the way. I'm a huge fan of curved displays, and it fits really good in the hand. The display on here is absolutely silky smooth. The 120 hertz on this device is absolutely marvelous. Now, it's running Android 15 to boot, and yeah, I mean, it is really good. And we could go over some of the specs as I go along here with this video. Now, this is going to be the B30 Pro. Now, when we talk about the Pro device, now this device is pretty unique because it does have kind of better specs because it's the Pro device from 2024 compared to the B40, plus the price point. Let's talk about the price point. The B40 Pro coming out at about $299. The B30 Pro is on sale for about $239. So yes, the B30 Pro is a cheaper device than the B40, the all new kid on the block. So you just got to keep that in mind. Okay, so let's talk about the specs. And the B30 Pro actually have a little better specs than the B40, just so you know. We got a 5,000 milliamp battery. We are rocking the Dimensity 7050 here with the B30 Pro, which is a mid-tier, more powerful processor than the B40, which has the 7025 in it. All right, so we got the 7025 in the B40 compared to the 7050. We got 12 gigs of RAM in the B30 Pro compared to 8 gigs of RAM in the B40. So just so you know, again, they haven't released the B40 Pro. I'm sure that the B40 Pro is going to be the successor of the B30 Pro. But I'm just going to compare these devices because these are the two devices I have. Both of them got 256 gigs of storage, and both of them is 5G. I've tested them on Mint Mobile and T-Mobile, and it worked just fine. I do get full 5G on both of them. One is running Android 15, and the B30 Pro, I just got an update. It's on Android 14. Maybe Android 15 is coming for this device. So yes, we are getting updates for the B30 Pro, just so you know. We got 5,000 milliamp batteries on both of them, just so you know. But let's get deeper into some of the other specs here. Okay. And by the way, I have two B40 Pros. I mean B40s, by the way, right? I don't know why I keep saying Pro. But I got two of them. I might give one away. I might do some type of giveaway, just so you know. All right. But let's get into it, and let's go into the device, and let's go to talk about some of the more meaty type specs here. Again, you got the MT 6877, which is a 7050, compared to the 6855, which is a 725 when it comes down to the Dimensity processors here. All right, just so you know. None of these devices support eSIM. You got SIM card support on both of these devices, just so you know. Now, it says Android 13, but I do have a new fresh update here that's bringing this device to Android 14. So there's a new new update for the B30 Pro. So this is on Android 14. My battery is too low to update it, so but it is updatable to Android 14. Now, both of these devices is on L3 when it comes down to security. And I talked about this a lot of times. A lot of your newer current flagship, the mid higher end devices, they rock L1 support. These devices run L3 support. What does that mean? Well, you're going to get lower quality when it comes down to video playback on platforms like Netflix and stuff like that. You won't get a 1080p. You would get something like 720p or 480p when watching those type of platforms, just so you know. So it's on L3. All right. And we did talk about the CPU. We got the Dimensity here. All right. On both of these devices. All right. And the battery, 5,000 milliamp battery on both of them. Okay. And we got network is 5G on both of them. Okay. As far as that. Now the displays, when you're looking at the displays, you got 1080p on both displays. You got 120 hertz on both displays. So yes, both of them is pretty nice at 6.7 inch AMOLED, 120 hertz. Beautiful displays. I mean, absolutely gorgeous displays on here. Okay, memory. When you talk about memory, you have 12 gigs of RAM here. You got 8 gigs of RAM here, just so you know. So we do have that. Now, when it comes down to the cameras, the B30 Pro, again, it's a Pro device, so you got higher cameras, 109 megapixel camera. The official specs on the website is 108 megapixel, but the device information saying 109 megapixel. Now this one got a 64 megapixel and a 16 megapixel front, and this one got a 32 megapixel front. Now I did a complete video of the B30 Pro on my YouTube channel. I will leave that link down in the description below. Now, when it comes down to the smoothness on both devices, I'm gonna tell you, man, these devices are very smooth. Now, it's basically stock Android here. It's really no apps on, when I first got both of these devices, it's really no apps here. So it's very clean bill of Android. And that is very important. No bloatware, no nothing, very clean bill of Android, which is really nice when it comes down to stock Android. That means that nothing is stopping this device, pulling it down as far as, you know, the performance. Performance is great on these devices, all right, for a mid $200 phone. Think about it, right? We talk about $299, $239. So we're not talking about $1,000 devices here, right? So, but when you look at the devices, I can tell you, I got videos on both of them here on my YouTube channel. They are gorgeous displays. And both of them have that beautiful, I mean, absolutely beautiful curve display. I mean, listen, I am a sucker for curved displays. I love it. Now, both devices did come with pre-installed screen protectors and a case and chargers in the box. So you go get chargers in the box, you go get a case with both of these devices. All right. Now, as far as the build quality, hey, listen, to each his own. You decide which one you like. Now, the B40 introduced a second display. Now, when I made the video, it has some unique features that you might want to use. You got stuff like that. You got your camera, and you got some, you could, dilly-dally with your music. You could turn on the camera and kind of see, your rear camera. If you were, taking a selfie and you want to take use the rear camera. And you got your step counter and stuff like that. You got 2 cameras compared to 3 cameras. And I'm gonna show you guys some camera footage of this device in a minute. And let's talk about the fingerprint scanner. Yeah, fingerprint scanner works great on both of them. And you know what? Let's do that. Let's go down and see the fingerprint scanner. Let's see how fast it goes. There, ooh, very fast fingerprint scanner there. Very fast fingerprint scanner there. And again, okay, before I continue here with this video, right? One of the things that a lot of tech enthusiasts always look for is, what about the specs, right? If it don't have the high-end Snapdragon 8 Elite processor with 1,000 gigs of RAM, you don't touch it. Listen, each his own, right? If you are one of those type of people that like to spend thousands of dollars on smartphones, or you like to finance your devices every year, that's how you roll, right? This is a budget-minded type device. These are for the these devices for the people that look at, better bang for your buck, right? These devices are better bang for your buck. And a lot of people just don't get that sometimes. These devices is not, made for, high-end task, right? We know that, especially when you're talking about a mid-tier processor with the Dimensity 7050, the Dimensity 7025. Now, are they very good? Yes. Do you get 120 hertz for $299 and $239? Yes. Do you get pretty decent cameras? If you watch my first video on the B30 Pro, you be the judge for yourself. And I'm about to show you some footage in a little while on the B40 device. You be the judge for yourself. It's all personal preference. Most of your high-end tech heads, they'll always go Samsung, Apple, to each his own. Buy what you like. It is what it is. But I could tell you, using the B30 last year, reviewing it, I had a very good experience with it. And looking at it today, it is a very good smartphone for the price. Okay, there we go. We want to confirm that these devices is running at 120 hertz. And the reason why I like to run refresh rate testers is because I've reviewed devices in the past that claim to be 90 hertz or 120 hertz. Unfortunately, when you run refresh testers on them, they don't live up to their hype, all right? But yeah, we have 120 hertz and it drops. If you don't touch the display, it drops. And that's what you want to conserve battery, even though it has a 5,000 milliamp battery. If you don't touch the screen, you want it to drop down to 60 hertz, which is what I expect with this device, with both of them. But when you interact with it, then you will see that it will jump up to 120 hertz, which that is the purpose. I like that. I like when I run these tests, especially when you run the refresh rate tester, when they drop down to 60 hertz or even 30 hertz when you're not interacting with the display. And when you interact with the display, it goes right up to 120 hertz. That is great to conserve battery life. This is one of the reasons why I love doing the refresh rate testers. For the price, $239. You got a 120 hertz refresh rate with an AMOLED display. Now, I've done gaming on the B30. Works great. My favorite games work. Check out the video. When it comes down to gaming on the B40, again, it works. It works. Games works. Just the thing. It works. Listen, I review a lot of phones. I got over 240 phones, right? When I review phones, one of the things I always look at, the price versus what you get. And I'm gonna tell you, you can save a ton of money and get very good performance. You can get a lot of stuff with these devices. And I really do like reviewing these type of devices. And one of the questions I had got on one of my live streams is that, why am I so bored about smartphones? And would smartphones bring you excitement? These are the type of smartphones that excite me. You know why? Because it ain't the same old crap that you get from Samsung. It ain't the same old stuff that you get from Apple. You're not spending $1,500 on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. You're not spending $1,500 on a iPhone 17 Pro Max. So when you talk about phones that cost $200, this is what you're going to get. If you go on social media, it will be blazing fast. If you're playing games from the App Store, you're going to have a great time playing games on, as far as the App Store. All right. Now, one of the things that I do want to mention is that when it comes down to the cameras, all right, I'm gonna tell you right now, I got camera footage with this device on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description if you wanna check it out. Let me show you some footage here of the B40, some shots, some videos with these cameras, and let you be the judge for yourself. So check this out.
The Chosen.
If you just want a device that works, it works and don't break the bank. It works. Play all your games, any game you want in the App Store. It works. 120 hertz display. It works. 5G support GSM. It works. $239, $299. Groundbreaking price. Think about that, right? Cheap. Budget. Great. Cameras, meh. Okay, we understand. Cameras ain't gonna be the best thing on the planet, but you're gonna get better bang for your buck with these devices. Take the name away, get all the Apple and Samsung out of your mind, and just use the device for what it can do. The new Dimensity processors are very good, battery efficient, very powerful. They do a good job. All right, this is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.